everyone. Is my sound good before I want to fix it before I move from the screen? Can you guys hear me? Should I fix it a little bit more? I couldn't remember if I have the right mic set up, so I'm hoping this is the right mic set up. Can definitely hear? Okay. Okay, great. Hold on. Hi everyone. Welcome in. We have fun stories. I figured I'd also have this lovely little ASMR video on in the background, so I'll make it really quiet. So it's very peaceful. See, this is gonna be peaceful time. Totally didn't forget to turn off all the sound redeems. Thank you for being first, Meridian. Thank you for being second, Bub Mom. And thank you for being third, Keigetsu. And thank you for being pregnant, Froggy, and Keigetsu. Hello, Sage. Tommy, fuck you. And have a good lurk, Crimson. Talks for you. Hello there, Froggy, Charlie, Meridian, Crimson, Bub Mom, Keigetsu, Sage, Milo. How are you all doing? And Tommy, welcome in. Oh, hi, Seller. Welcome in. How are you all doing today? It's ASMR time. Oh, I don't know what I think about this sound. This one sounds like a cat that's like purring. It's not though. It's someone rubbing a comb.
Hey, what's up, you piss baby? Oh, did you shit yourself? Oh, you pissing and shitting. Oh, you little piss baby, you little piss baby, you little shit boy. Can't believe it. Yeah. Oh. Go ahead and clean yourself up or whatever.
No.
Bye.
We're supposed to be ASMR. Stop it. No, we're calm ASMRing, okay? I added the ASMR redeems again, and I lowered some of the cooldowns for it. Have a good night, Virgin. I hope you enjoy your Virgin night, I guess. Oh, tell Harley I said hello. Wait, let me give him a shout out. Keeps us on our toes. Should I do like last time? Oh wait, you want to hear my keyboard? Should I do like last time, where I turn all the sound alerts up to the highest one? Should I do that? That would be really funny. No, this is my ASMR. This is a good ASMR. I'm not. Should I? Thank you for the head pats. How's everyone's Tuesday going? Welcome on in. I was having a pretty good Tuesday, and then I stepped in dog poop, and that was not great. And then I just realized I was supposed to call the immigration lawyer to move in Morbid an hour ago, and I just remembered. Oops. I'll reschedule it. It's fine. I would say now, should I make the alerts softer today? Should we have nice quiet alerts? Okay, wait. I'm gonna make it kind of quiet. Here, wait. I'll turn that. No, I'll keep that alert on, but I'll make it low, and I'll make sound alerts also small. Meridian, your art of me was so good. I really like that new fan art, but all other art that you make is kind of shitty in comparison. There you go. There's your compliment and insult. But today, we're gonna read more. I didn't know if I should do a poll. Last time we did this, we started the book I Will Kill Your Imaginary Friend for $200. But I'm gonna make a poll to see if we should finish it or if we should start something new. Okay. Do you guys like the sounds in the background? Can you hear it? What to read today? Same book as last time. New book or new short story book? We do have a short story book. And I'll set this for 3 minutes. So everyone, vote in the poll, please. I would love quiet alerts today, or I'm gonna jump scare wake up. Yeah, I'll make the alerts a little bit quiet today. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm walking here. Bing bong. Oh, hi, Tommy. Thank you for streaking for 7 streams. I appreciate it. I got stuck on one work call for 3 hours today. Now I have too much energy. 3 hours? What do you talk about for 3 hours? That sucks, dude. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear about that. I had to go to the office today, and I was not excited about that. So they told us, it's really weird. They told us we have to go to the office 2 days a week, which is fine. But then they said, hey, by the way, you have to be at the office 2 hours a day. What if I don't have 2 hours of work in the office? So I ran out of work to do after 30 minutes, so I just walked around and talked to people. It was really dumb. Basically, lady's phone wouldn't port over properly. That sucks. That doesn't even sound like the lady's fault. Hi Lolbit, welcome in, how are you doing? But as a reminder, we have some channel redeems. I have Brush the Mic, I have Fidget Break, I have Snack Break, and I think that's it. I don't remember. I think that's all of them. We're doing good. We're voting on what book we should read today for the ASMR stream. I'm glad it sounds good. I think I finally figured this microphone thing out. Hi Noctia, welcome in. How are you doing? One day, the fancy audio interface will be fully funded on Throne, and I could get a nice fancy setup. One day. But until then, we do this. Thank you for getting pregnant, Love Boo. How are you doing? Welcome in. LOL, W hours a day is so dumb, especially if anyone has long travel time. Well, that's the dumb thing. Like, I don't mind having to be in the office certain days, that's fine. But then why do we have to be in the office a certain amount of times a week? That, for me, is just a little dumb. Hi, I'm Slee. Welcome in. How are you doing? Everyone get your votes in on the poll. I am going to get the song wheel up. I don't know if this is going to be too loud. We're gonna find out in like a second, okay? Are you guys ready? Hopefully it won't be loud. That feels really, really loud. Oh god, stop spinning. Oh, okay. We'll do ASMR. Okay, of CPR. Wait, I gotta look up the lyrics. It has to be a good one. CPR, cupcake. Okay. Okay, you guys ready? Yo, dick break hard like a metal, I got 3 holes for it like a pretzel, died as a virgin, boy, don't get nervous, Ty, I'm here to serve you customer service, right, I saved dick by giving it CPR, I saved dick by giving it CPR, put my mouth on it like CPR, let's make porn or watch it on VCR, there you go, that was the song we were redeemed by my mom, thank you, Mom, appreciate that. Alright, who won? You guys want to review the short storybook? Okay, well now I have to get up. Thank you for getting pregnant, Noctil. Because they want to remind you that your butt belongs to the corporation. Dude, I hate corporations, man. Holy shit. I'm so excited I'm not gonna, like, literally, at my last day at my current job is Friday, and I am so fucking excited. Okay, I have to get up and get the book. It might be loud, but I'm gonna try and drown you out with the ASMR. So I'm gonna put the background sound on full blast, and we're gonna see what happens. I hope that's fun. Hold on. Hi, Basil. Not yet. It's not until 9. Okay. There we go. Did you like it? Hi, Basil. Thank you for getting pregnant. No, not spin. That's done. We're gonna start the book now, okay? And again, wait, do you guys see the ASMR redeems in the chat? I hope you do. I thought I turned them on. Are they on? Oh, they are. Okay. So as a reminder, I have some ASMR redeems in the chat. In channel redeem, so if you'd like to redeem them, it's fidget break, trigger word / phrase, have a snack, and brush the mic. I'm not Basil. Holy fucking shit. Not yet. Basil, stop. Basil, I'm trying to do. Is anything happening? Wait. Loud breathing was supposed to happen. Did that happen? I never heard anything. Am I... Basil, if you redeem it one more time, I am calling you and mouthing you out in ASMR. Not fucking yet. Okay? It has to be at 9 p.m. I give Shadow his meds. Oh! An update, too. Shadow's finally outfit is, for anyone who doesn't know, my dog Shadow had to get, he had like a something on his butt, on his anal glands, and he had to wear a cone. And the cone is finally off. Yay! It was very exciting. So, his cone's finally off, and then he just has a couple more days of taking the medicine, and then he's done with that too. So he's seeming to be really good so far. Yeah, did anything happen with the breathing? I didn't hear anything. That was really weird. Okay. Also, I very much need to turn this a little bit lower for me to concentrate. Antibiotic. No, I know what no, not that, Mom. I meant, like, what's the thing on his butt called? Not a cyst, but it's something else. I don't remember. So the short story book I'm gonna read today is called I Know a Place, Rest Stop and Other Dark Detours. It's written by Nat Cassidy. It actually has an introduction by Stephen King, which is really cool. I started reading, sorry, Mom. Ruptured anal gland. That's what it is, thank you. I started reading some of the Rest Stop book. It's kind of insane. I'll go through some of I'll pin a comment of trigger warnings in a second. Charlie, thank you for streaking for 35 streams. I appreciate you so much. We love to trigger each other's pettiness, Charlie. Thank you. I actually met the author for this book, and that was really exciting. Okay, wait. I'm going to pause this for now, because I'm going to do my own ASMR. Doesn't that feel so good? Sorry, I hit the mic. Are you guys okay? Yeah, is that what we like? Is that the good stuff? Yeah, take this tapping. Take my tapping, you bitch. Fuck. Yeah. I don't have the fancy long nails like those cool ASMR people. So we'll start with the first story, Rest Stop. Well, actually, the introduction is by Stephen King first. Is my sound alerts not... Oh my god, are they too quiet? Okay, I made it louder. I think it just might have been too quiet. I'll refund you guys after. I'm sorry. Okay. Never mind, we're not starting. Are you guys ready for fidgets? Okay. Okay. So, my first fidget today will be... Oh, fuck! Well, it was the keyboard clickers. I may have just, dropped them. Hold on. I'm trying to get it with my feet. Just don't take that in a weird way. Hold on. Oh, fuck. Everything is so good right now, chat. Hi, Snowball. Welcome in. Okay. Are you guys ready for some, I don't know, dirty ASMR? Yeah. Your first sound thing is now on the floor. It's okay. I picked it up with my feet. It's fine. Anyway. Yeah. Take this clicking like a bitch. Fuck. Phone, stop going off right now. Phone, shut up. I'm doing ASMR right now. Phone, stop. Notification, Discord. Stop. Stop sending me messages, everyone. Please. I can't concentrate. Can you hear it? You're supposed to react or something. I don't know. I think this is how it goes. I haven't done this in a while. Wait. Guardian, goddammit. Okay, I'll use gay Ultron since you just redeemed it. Yeah. Okay, fuck. You get over there, box. This is so calming, right? Isn't this so calming? Also, you know... Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. I got Lovely Meridian made Prytron. Look how gay he looks. Okay. Hi everyone, it's me, Bubblegum. Bubblegum the Cloud, why are you whispering? Shh, Ultron. You're supposed to be quiet. What do you mean be quiet? What we are not in a library. Why am I being quiet? Ultron, I'm doing ASMR. What? I can't hear you. You're whispering. Shh, Ultron. Shh. We're doing ASMR. You have to be quiet. Why? 'Cause people get turned on from this. People get turned on by whispering? I think so. Oh. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're doing it, it's pretty hot. Thank you, Ultron. You're so cute. You're welcome, Bubblegum. Mind if I give you a kiss? Sure. Ultron! You can't be doing that. What do you mean? I was just gonna kiss your feet. Everyone knows I'm a foot fanatic. Ultron, get out of here. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, Morbid's at work. I miss him. There you go. I hope you liked it. I kind of like that one myself, actually. How does Ultron kiss? He doesn't have lips. He has a mouth. Listen, he has a mouth. He could kiss, okay? How could slugs have sex, I think? So, if slugs can have sex, why can't robots kiss, right? Anyway, this is more and more not calm. Chat, we're trying to be calm. Shut up. I'm trying to be calm, okay? Are you guys ready for story? I know a place. Another dark detours. Hi, Jessamine person. Thank you for getting pregnant. How are you doing? How's your day going? We're going to be reading a book right now. It's called I Know a Place, Rest Stop and Other Dark Detours. It's a short story book. How are you doing? Introduction. Stephen King. These stories are fucking great. Wow, what an intro. They rule. Basically, that's all the introduction I Know a Place needs. But, sad to say, that won't do. It's not an introduction, it's a blurb. It would look perfect on the cover, only then it would say, these stories are fucking great. Because bookstores are, theoretically at least, places for the whole family. And these stories are fucking great might cause impressionable children to become degenerate serial killers. That might sound ridiculous, but it's not as off track as you might think. Because most writers of terror and the supernatural started as impressionable children, Nat Cassidy didn't grow up to be a degenerate killer, but I'm guessing that he loved tales of horror and the supernatural as a kid, as did many of the stars in the genre, such as Ray Bradbury, Robert Bloch, and Richard Matheson, as did I. Oh, thank you, Mom. I will take a snack. I'm in the mood for one of those wax bottles. I like those wax bottles. They make other wax candy, but they don't seem as good, you know? Okay, ready? You guys like my chewing? But don't worry, I don't swallow. Cause it's wax and you're not supposed to do that. You know what I should do one day? I should freeze these wax bottles. That would be kind of nice. I may have spilled some of my wax bottle. You weren't supposed to swallow wax? No. When you eat wax candy, you chew the wax and then you spit it out. You're not supposed to swallow the wax. I don't think anything really bad happens. I think you just get a tummy ache. Hi, Austin. Welcome in. How are you? Meridian, you can't swallow gum. I'm sorry. Just shut up. People are trying to get turned on by this. Shush. good. Do you like that? Ew, now I gotta... Oh shit, that was loud. I'm sorry. I didn't know the trash can would be loud. Doing good, Austin. We're gonna be reading some short stories today with ASMR. Do you like ASMR? And do you like to read? Sorry, I spilled some of my candy on my desk. Thank you, Mom, for the redeem. Okay. I'm spilling it everywhere. Oh my god, what a mess. Okay. Anyway, back where I was up to. Oh, awesome, Austin. There's also some channel redeems as well to check out that are just for ASMR streams. If you like to check them out, check them out. In his excellent biography of Jerry Lee Lewis, Rick Bragg gives a perfect anecdote concerning the artist, not as a young man, but as a child. Oh shit, the table. The page. What the fuck am I talking about? Okay. Jerry Lee and his parents walked up the road in their town of Faraday, Louisiana, to see their relatives, the more well-off Swaggarts. Jimmy Swaggart, who'd become a hellfire evangelicist, was Jerry Lee's cousin. The Swaggarts had a piano. Jerry Lee told Bragg, "I didn't know what it was. I just knew I had to get at it." Hi, Tida. Welcome in. We're doing some ASMR. We're reading some short stories. How are you? How's your day going? My guess is that Nat Cassidy felt that same way when he read his first scary story. Given his age, he was born in 1981. Oh, wow, he's like my brother's age. That's interesting. It might even have been Horrors, one of mine. For sure, something he read made him get at it. To turn the key to Wonderland. The result, a few miles down the road we all travel, our talent carried on our backs or in snakeskin traveling bags in this book. It's full of stories that are fucking great. They rule. I'll write a little bit more. Play your harmonica some, as Lightning Hopkins liked to say. But that's really all it comes down to. Fucking great stories. They rule. Case closed. I'm doing good as well. I was telling Chet I had an appointment with immigration, and not an appointment, it was like a free consultation, and I totally forgot about it until 20 minutes ago, which that's a little bit of an oopsie, but I mean, that happens, right? It happens sometimes. Do you like ASMR, Tida? I've heard Nat Cassidy on Neil McRoberts' podcast, which is called Talking Scared. Oh, also let me know if I sound loud enough, if this is good. He's a well-spoken, thoughtful critic, with that rarity in well-spoken, thoughtful critics, an actual sense of humor. I picked up his third novel, fourth if you can't steal the stars, the novelization of a podcast. When the Wolf Comes Home, thinking I probably won't like it, because in my experience, well-spoken and thoughtful critics often make boring-as-shit storytellers. They have a tendency to think too much about what they're doing instead of just wailing away. Imagination where you're going. Japan. I mean, I would love to go to Japan. Japan ASMR? Yeah. Oh, we get weeb ASMR. That'd be terrible. Soft speaking helps with headaches. Dude, I'm not a huge fan of listening to ASMR, but I like doing it. I don't know, it just feels really calming. Because sometimes when I stream, I just get exhausted, you know? But when I do ASMR streams, I don't really feel as exhausted. It's just very calming for me, too. I very much like it. So I hope you guys do, too. To my surprise and delight, When the Wolf Comes Home was terrific, full of scares and good old-fashioned gory fun. The final girl main character, Jess, is totally relatable, and there's a scene involving Halloween display that blew my mind. It was a fine and scary novel. Mr. Cassidy wrote me an email, mentioning how one of my idols, John MacDonald, wrote an introduction to my first book of short stories, Night Shift. Nat didn't come out and say, "Why don't you do me a solid and pay it forward?" But the implication was clear. Based on When the Wolf Comes Home, I agreed. Although, as I have said, all the introduction needed to say was they're fucking great. They rule. If they hadn't been, I would have found an excuse, possibly an inoperable brain tumor. Don't expect me to summarize any of these tales, which Cassidy calls dark detours. Horror stories, suspense stories, tales of the outre, are fragile. They have a tendency to shatter under analysis, partly because the best of them have a sting in the tail, but mostly because it's like explaining a joke. When you do that, it's no longer funny. That's so true. You shouldn't really... I like this introduction. Stephen King's really good. I actually have never read a Stephen King book. I watched his movies, but I haven't read the books because I heard the endings are never good. Austin, Listen, if I ever go to Japan, I would absolutely take you with me. 100%. We're gonna have a clown mafia trip to Japan, guys. Oh my god, I totally forgot where I went. There it is. All such stories, maybe all fiction, are detours. I think they diverge from the main traveled roads. They all start with what if. In Rest Stop, the longest story, and in my estimation the most terrifying, starts with an everyman named Abe who stops at the kind of convenience store we all know, the kind that sells gas outside, Slim Jims, Twizzlers, and discount cigarettes inside. Not Cassidy X. What if there was a lunatic right out of a slasher movie lurking in that store? What if he killed everyone except for the unsuspecting Abe, who only stops because he's having a snack attack? Oh, and what if there was a snake and spider house just down the road? One of those shirt-tail roadside attractions like the world's biggest ball of string, Kansas, or the world's biggest frying pan, Iowa. What if the two things worked together to create hell for Abe and a compulsive page-turning thrill ride for the reader? What if a guitarist eking out of a living in corner bands found a way to travel back in time? What if he kept John Lennon from meeting Paul McCartney in 1957? And what if this guitarist actually became a superstar himself? Wait for it. The Beatle. Oh yeah, that's one of his short stories in this book. It's this guy who is like an obsessed fan and like becomes one of the Beatles by traveling back in time. I don't know. That one sounded interesting. Well, maybe I shouldn't read the introduction yet. Maybe we'll read the introduction at the end, because it seems like some of them are kind of a little bit spoilers for the book. Let me move on to the actual book. Oh, there wasn't even that many pages left. There we go. Okay. This first story is called Rest Stop. This is like his main story. Chapter 1. The Big Bang. Let there be yacht rock. Broken hearts. Motherfucking snowballs. All is either darkness or chaos. The deep space obscurity of midnight, or the careless incoherence of lights and colors speeding past, expanding, tumbling, destined only to wink out in the rear view, barely any form, let alone any meaning, until, splat. A bug the size of an adult human thumb collides with his windshield, presenting its insides in a wet bouquet across the glass. Sweet Jesus, Abe explains. What? His older brother's worried voice, coming from the phone plugged into the dashboard. What happened? Nothing. Just a huge fucking dragonfly or something. Christ. Thing was big enough to have a social security number. Haha, that's pretty funny. Well, it's summer, his brother says, always helpful. Yeah, thanks. Abe engages the wipers. The remnants of the bug smear across the windshield in stubborn, arcing streaks. He tries adding a little windshield fluid. The bug refuses to be forgotten. For the briefest of moments, Abe feels a touch of something, like dread at the base of his spine, though he has no idea why. Look, he tells his brother, can I get back to concentrating on driving? Or do you need to tell me another 30 times how I should have left earlier? Hey, you're the one who decided to still be on the road at... A pause while his brother looks at the clock somewhere. 1:45 a.m. Wow, that's really early. I don't even like driving at night. It's so hard to see at night, you know? I'm also the one who explained I have a gig in a few days and had to cram in a rehearsal before I get stuck at somebody's hospital bedside for the foreseeable future. It wasn't Bobby's idea to have a stroke before your big gig, Abe. Ian, thank you for getting pregnant. How are you doing? How's your day going? It's not a big gig, okay? It's just a gig. But thanks for the condescension. You're welcome. And if anyone would purposely time a stroke to fuck with my life, it's Bobby. His brother declines to respond. He's exhausted too. Abe can hear it. I'm hanging up now, Abe says at last. The road is starting to look like the end of 2001, so I gotta focus. Please be safe. We don't need you to die too. Bobby would be furious about being upstage. If she does die, which I still don't think it's possible. The doctor said, I know. And Mom really wants you here before that. I know. Can I please hang up now? I'm assuming Bobby is the sister? And Abe is the main character. And then... I don't think they said the brother's name yet. But I'm assuming Bobby's in the hospital. And Abe is like a musician doing the gig. Let me know when you're like an hour away. You sure you're okay to drive? You have me worried now. Yes, I'm only at risk of purposely driving myself off a cliff. Abe, I'm fine. Fine. Just one last thing. What? Jesus. That. Can you cool it with the Jesuses and the Christ? You know how much she hates that. I don't know if she can hear anything right now, but... Abe snorts. Hey, maybe I can make her mad enough to snap out of her coma. Ha, she might wake you up to yell at you for being a bad Jew. She'll hop out of bed just to write me out of the will, like she did to Uncle Mike for being rude to her at that dinner once. And his kids, too. Don't forget, she wrote his kids out, just 'cause he asked her to stop being racist to the waiter. Sorry, I know it's supposed to be ASMR, that's a wild line, though. Hey, what if she wakes up and the stroke has made her an actually present person? That'd be a miracle. I might start believing in God then. The brothers fall into a brief, guilt-tingled giggles, thinking of their own emotional infarctions with their not-so-beloved grandmother. Oh, it's their grandmother. That makes more sense. Bobby Madel, their mother's mother, the only grandparent they've ever known. Hi, baby. Morbid. Yeah, we're doing some short, soft reading today. We're reading the short story book I Know a Place. This is the book Rest Stop. How are you doing? How's work? Then they remember their grown-ups, not little kids sharing a bedroom. They repeat their goodbyes and disconnect, leaving Abe alone in silence. It was a long enough call that the playlist Abe had been blasting doesn't automatically come back on. So for the moment, all he has is the sound of his wheels barreling over the mostly empty highway to Underscore's thoughts. Thank you for the follow, Beast. Welcome to the Clan Mafia. How are you doing? How's your day going? Do you like ASMR? And thank you for getting pregnant, Meridian. Wait, I didn't even hear that alert. Are my alerts too quiet? Okay. I raised it a little bit. I'm so sorry about that. So many thoughts. He considers turning on the radio, or maybe listening to a podcast. He doesn't do that, though, because it's August, deep in the cursed year of 2016, and all anyone can talk about now is the upcoming election. The blonde, bloviating businessman versus the blonde, cackling email lady. Ooh, wow, that's a little bit deep. Thank you for the first time chat, Beast. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to hear that. We're reading the horror short story book I Know a Place by Nat Cassidy. Have you heard of it? I would love to hear all the other ASMR you like. Welcome in. We also have some ASMR channel redeems as well if you'd like to check them out. Abe takes a little comfort that email lady's all but guaranteed to win. But still, what a shit show. As if this year hasn't been dramatic enough. Bowie dead. Prince dead. George Martin dead. Alec Rickman dead. China dead. Abe fucking Vigor dead. Wow, I forgot 2016 was like kind of a terrible year. And of course, Abe's own troubles. His surus, as Bobby would call them, no doubt in her sneering, mocking way. Splat, he whispers, almost like an invocation. It's hard not to stare at the bass reduction left on the glass. He pulls up the playlist he'd been listening to earlier, stabs play with a vengeance. The next song begins, the Doobie Brothers, What a Fool Believes. During the day, Abe, who is a bassist/vocalist for a death metal math rock duo called Darwin's Focious, hates, despises, loathes this shit like the Doobie Brothers. Also, that's an insane sounding band. They're a death metal math rock duo. What's a math rock? That's wild. Yeah, sure, 2020 was worse, but 2016 was terrible. I forgot a lot of celebrities died that year. That was like kind of insane. But alone in his car, barreling down the open throat of midnight on a barely peopled highway in the middle of the country for a trip he desperately does not want to be taking. There's only one proper response an immortal being can have to the smooth vocal stylings of Mr. Michael McDonald. Fuck yeah. Abe punches the steering wheel in celebration and starts singing along. As with all Michael McDonald songs, he only really knows the vowel sounds, but that doesn't matter. What matters is he's looking past the bug guts to the dark road beyond. He lied to his brother. There had been no last-minute rehearsal. The main reason Abe hadn't left the house until the last possible moment was because he frankly just didn't want to go. Oh, for people who just came in, so this guy Abe is supposedly driving to the hospital because his grandmother's in a coma. but he also has a gig to go to, so I think he has a music gig first, and then he's driving to the hospital, but he doesn't like his grandmother. So he'd puttered around his apartment, finding things to take his attention. A sock drawer that needed to be culled of socks with holes in them, a refrigerator that needed emptying, a beloved iBand's BTB 745 that needed new strings. He would have kept finding important tasks like that forever if his brother hadn't called to ask how the trip was going. In fact, Abe's bandmate Ty had begged Abe to rehearse, but Abe was ducking Ty's phone calls and texts for weeks now. The only time they'd spoken since setting the gig up had been when Abe let Ty know he had to go out of town yesterday. That had freaked Ty out. He started whining, pleading. Just a quick rehearsal, please, just to make sure we're on top of our shit. Abe assured him he'd be back in time for the show, and then left him on red. Wow, that sucks. Those two genres are basically most of my music tastes. Math rock? What kind of math rock do you know? Is complex rock with wild time signatures? Oh, I thought math rock was rock about, like, math, like 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2. And I was like, that's kind of weird to listen to. I don't know. You have your thing, I guess. Was, in fact, enjoying making Ty twist in the wind a little. Ty is always annoying before a show, even under normal circumstances. He likes to pretend each and every performance is that scene in the movie where the record exec sneaks into that back of the club and is so blown away by the talent on stage that a major label contract is offered on the spot. Abe doesn't think record execs are even a thing anymore, but Abe knows why Ty is so concerned about this particular gig. Ty might say it's because of their previous gig at Club Congress, that disaster. He'd say it's because they need to prove themselves to the venue and to each other that their band is worth saving. But Abe knows what's really on Ty's mind. The Doobie Brothers are fading out now. He stops his scream singing, says her name to his empty car with a mourner's sigh. Jenna. 2 soft syllables that slice like razor wire. Oh, Jenna. Beautiful, quixotic, intelligent-eyed Jenna. You're thinking of nerd rock? Is nerd rock a thing? Would that be like School of Rock? Does that count? Smart, funny, passionate Jenna. Awesome, fashion sense Jenna, who always cheers loudly for the songs even when no one else is in the crowd, and who's never afraid to call you on your bullshit when your lyrics are cliched or problematic. Darwin's Focious' next gig is going to be Jenna and Ty's first official gig as a couple. That's what Ty really cares about. Impressing his new girlfriend, making her proud, making her want to be scooped up in his arms afterwards so they can sneak away somewhere to celebrate and probably... Fuck. Abe exhales, horrified to feel an actual tear leaking out of his eye. He wipes it away, embarrassed and furious. Christ, he has it bad for this girl. Don't call me a girl, he imagines Jenna saying. I'm 31 years old. Also, watch it with that C word, remember? The next song on his yacht rock playlist begins. Summer Breeze, Seals and Croft. Abe turns the music up to try to drown out his thoughts. 2 a.m. on the dot now, precisely the number of cars that are sharing the driveway with him. Out of the deep-sea darkness, a billboard floats past, wavy, kitschy letters proclaiming, Trumbull Farms, Snake and Spider House. Visit, if you dare. Next exit. I don't know if I'd want that. I hate bugs. It would not be great. School of Rock, the Jack Black... No, is that the Jack... No, what was that, like, School of Rock, where it's like, I'm a bill on Capitol Hill, like that one. That's not School of Rock. What am I thinking of? Schoolhouse Rock. That's what I'm thinking of. Nerd rock is more just rock about nerdy things. There's a song I know that's particularly all about a particular mathematician. That's wild. I didn't know that existed, but that makes sense that it exists. Yeah, I was thinking of Schoolhouse Rock, morbid. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I don't know if the Canadians have. I think it's mostly a States thing. Flanking the letters are a few photos of, surprise, surprise, snakes and spiders. Truth in advertising. Always nice to see. That'd be a cool spot to visit during the day. Maybe on the drive back. Kill a little more time before showing up and relieving Ty's anxieties. Plus, It'd be nice if it's some of nature's more pleasant creatures after being around his grandmother. Thinking of creepy crawlies, his gaze is drawn to the guts on the windshield again. Oh, Chenna, I'm the bug. You're the windshield. He wants to roll his eyes at the sentiment, but refrains. This movement might cause more tears to spill out. What about Bobby? What's she in this metaphor? The darkness, he mutters, and gives a wet chuckle. Even stupid golden retriever brain Ty knows how Abe feels about his grandmother. One rehearsal, Ty had been reminiscing about his own perfect and cherished Nana, who baked cookies and still sent birthday cards with a $10 bill tucked inside to her precious grandson. You do know Schoolhouse Rock. I love Schoolhouse Rock. I actually went to a Five Below the other day, and they actually had a coloring book of Schoolhouse Rock, and I was like, oh my god, this is still a thing? I'm not hating it, but very much more happy that it is still a thing. Abe had scoffed. That's wild. My grandmother's one of the worst people I've ever met. Your grandmother? As if grandmothers were some trusted brand. Seriously? Seriously. Abe started fiddling around on his bass, minor key rips and runs. For just a taste, she tells me I'm a failure every time I see her. Those are her exact words. Abraham, are you still wasting your life? That's how she says hello. Wow, she sucks. Damn. Ty followed along on guitar. And let's see. She chased my mom with a hammer once for dating a black guy in the 70s. My mom ran away and lived in a park for a few weeks after that. Fuck. Oh, and she's the worst whenever she meets any other immigrants. She starts quizzing them on where they're from and then starts telling them how she had it worse as a child. That they should be glad they're not her, which I'm sure they are. I've seen her spit at people. I've seen her flip them off in their face. She's rude. She's mean. And the only reason she's not consistently being beaten with sticks is because she's this tiny old lady. She sucks. Yeah, holy shit. This girl sucks. She really sucks. Why is she like that? Abe shrugged. The war? She grew up in this tiny village in Poland that got sandwiched between the Nazis and the commies and... Oh man, did she get sent to a camp? Ty whispered it, the way he did whenever he spoke of something serious. Like he expected to get in trouble. Beautiful, dumb Ty. Nah, Abe replied. Some extended family did, but she got to stay with some family friends. I guess things didn't actually get bad for her until right after the war. I don't know. Trauma's trauma. But I think some people are still just born assholes. Suddenly, splat. He finds himself wondering, what would Janet be like as a grandmother? That's gotta suck. Like he has a crush on his bandmate's girlfriend. Oh my god, I'm gonna cough. Sorry, that wasn't really calming and relaxing, wasn't it? Sorry, I had a tickle in my throat. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm so good. I'm so sorry if I scared the shit out of somebody. Thank you. It wasn't a sneeze, but thank you. Good. Do I need to call a doctor? You could call Morbid's job and tell them to pay him and not have him come to work. That you could do. That would be cool. Or call my job and tell them to like leave a couple of days early from my job. That would also be pretty cool. Their whole impossible future flashes by in an instant. They have kids, grow old, watch their kids have kids. Jenna becomes one of those cool grandmas with tattoos and a record collection. She curses and makes naughty jokes and sips whiskey, but never too much. She has long silver blue hair, or maybe a wicked bob, and every time she looks at Abe, she smiles a warm smile that says, "Look how far we've come." That says she's never once regretted her decision to fall in love with a man who, sure, doesn't look like your everyday romantic hero, but who has a heart of gold and fingers of Abe. He shouts at himself, "Fucking stop it." He whips his head back and forth. This is all too depressing. Not even summer breezes blowing through jasmine can keep the midnight blues away. He's also getting hungry and thirsty. More than that, he wants sugar. Lots and lots of sugar. He should get gas, too, and maybe wipe off the bug guts from his windshield before the idea of driving off a cliff really does sound tantalizing. As soon as he has that thought, a radiant green and white sign with the image of a gas pump emerges from the darkness. And the Lord said, "Let there be a gas station." And it was so. Hallelujah and amen. Mouth-watering at the thought of ices and beef jerky and holy shit, some hostess motherfucking snowballs. Abe glided smoothly onto the exit ramp. I actually never had those hostess snowballs. I've had the devil dogs and the ding dongs. I do like the devil dogs though. Those are my favorite. Ding dongs are okay, but the devil dog, that's where the shit's at. Yeah, there we go. Exactly, Meridian. Tell his job to pay him $1 million a day. And then Morbid will just work one day and then quit his job. And then that's it. That would be really cool. Tell them that. Also, what are you guys thinking of the book so far? I like it so far. It's not too bad. I know when he gets to the rest stop, things are going to start getting a little crazy. So I'm excited to see how crazy it gets soon on. Chapter 2. Pariahs. Biggest parts. Unpleasant friends. The parking lot isn't empty. 2 other cars sit next to each other near the entrance to the gas station's convenience store. There's also a powder blue VW Westphalia that's as far away from those 2 cars as it can get while still being parked up the front. It looks like some pariah animal at the local watering hole, not welcome to hang with the other gazelles or hippos. Abe pulls into his own spot, then sits for a moment. The song on his playlist has changed to "Biggest Part of Me" by Ambrosia. Another legitimately good song daytime Abe would never admit to liking, full of complex changes and interesting harmonies. It actually might make for a delightful and safely ironic cover. He can imagine singing it on stage, looking out into the crowd, making direct, unequivocal eye contact with Jenna. She'd probably laugh, not a mocking laugh, but a delighted one. A laugh that would settle into a warm, appreciative smile. "Welcome in, Atlas. How are you doing? Happy Pride. How's your day going? We're doing some ASMR and some reading." It'd probably make her happy. It might make her blush. It might even make her think. He angrily turns off the engine, killing the song. Snacks first, then gas, and windshield cleaning. Let that bug have a few moments longer to be memorialized in this cruel, stupid universe. He's reaching to unplug his phone from the dash when a text comes in. His brother, who apparently doesn't sleep. The message reads, "Also good? Updated ETA? Ugh, leave me alone. Fuck everyone." Abe snarls, flipping off the screen. He quickly gets out, leaving his phone in the car. As he sulkily trudges his way to the front door of the convenience store, he passes by the blue van. He's already started to anthropomorphize it. Poor loner van. Probably too awesome for the other cars to appreciate. I feel you, lonely Westphalia. A band he once knew called the Benson Ash used to tour around in a green Westphalia. That had always seemed like a fun time. So Abe gives this one an appraising look. All its windows are curtained from the inside. Totally private. Probably means they do a lot of drugs in there. Rock on, lonely Westphalia. Live your truth. Then he notices a license plate, a vanity plate. It takes him a moment to understand what it means, but as soon as he does, a shudder ripples through him. Suddenly, not being able to see inside the van seems like a very bad thing. "Jesus," he whispers. "We're not friends anymore, lonely Westphalia." He hurries over to the store, now desperate to get inside. This parking lot has gotten too dark, and it feels like that van, with its impenetrable windows, its swelling inside, blotting out what little light there is. When he reaches the front door, he turns back around as if to double-check what he just read. The front license plate is the same. CR8H8. Create hate. Whoa. Oh yeah, fuck that Westphalia. What an asshole. "Thank you for getting pregnant, Atlas, and I appreciate it. I think I have a pretty okay speaking voice for ASMR. I know a lot of people have said I'm pretty good at it, and I feel honored that I am. I felt bad for the bug whose life got sacrificed for the greater good of world building. Listen, I don't. It's a fucking bug. Bugs suck. They could go fuck off. And thank you for the head pats, Austin. Listen, I'm not a bug person, but I do know, unfortunately, this short story in general, I think has a lot of bug stuff, so that should be good. Not, it won't, but you know what I mean. Chapter 3. Apple Pie. Silent Scream. A quick bathroom detour before hitting the road. You could and should do audiobooks. I would like to do like Audible, like audiobooks. I just don't know how that works. Like, I don't know if I like apply to it, but I would love to look into it. Hey, audiobook companies. I have a Vtuber voice an audiobook. I could do a pretty good job of that. Thank you though, Atlas. I appreciate you. We're reading the book. It's called I Know a Place, Rest Stop and Other Dark Detours. This is the Rest Stop short story. Do you like short stories? Safe inside the store, so bright, so blissfully cool, after even just a few moments of the muggy summer air, and he feels better. Sometimes capitalism knows how to hold you just right. Abe starts wandering up and down the aisles, idly scanning snacks, keeping his head down so as to not make eye contact with whatever psycho owns that van outside. Soon enough, he's lost in his snack options and his thoughts. Maybe it's because she's dying, but Abe's been thinking of his grandmother a lot lately. Thinking as his grandmother. Her accented, sneery voice will randomly buzzsaw into his brain, offering all sorts of unwelcome, unhelpful commentary as he starts grabbing brightly colored treats off the well-stocked shelves. Here she comes again. No wonder this country is so fat and lazy. Look at all the poison they stuff in their faces. Disgusting. I actually like snacks. I think Doritos are my favorite snack. I would just say like cookies, but cookies isn't like a snack food, right? Would it cost a lot to apply for doing audiobooks? I don't know. Hey, Atlas, I would love to read your stories. Please. Maybe that would be so cool if we did an ASMR stream where people submit their stories and I read them. That's a good idea. I don't know. Let me look up how much it costs to voice for Audible. How to become an Audible narrator. Let's see. Okay. So, how do you... I have to have a background in acting? That's a little insane. How do I have to, wait, this thing says, how to find work as an audiobook narrator. One of the steps is be kind. No, I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna be a monster to people. Fuck you. I don't know what it takes. SCP stories? Yeah, I'll read that. You might pay like an agent. Oh, that sounds expensive. I mean, listen. No, if someone is charging you to sign up to read audiobooks for them, that's a scam. Right? That sounds like a scam. I feel like it's like a job. You apply for the job. You're not applying for an application. Like, that would just be kind of silly. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. If anyone knows, let me know. I wouldn't mind looking at it for, like, a sidekick and stuff. Abe shakes his head, not just at the sentiment. Fuck you, Granny. This food is dope. But at the implication, because whenever she said something disparaging about this country, it carried the implication that Abe was among the fat and lazy too. That, in fact, Abe was an avatar of horrid Americanness. That's me, Abraham Yehunda Near, right up there with baseball and apple pie. He supposes he gets it, to an extent. Myrtle always looked at Abe, and to a lesser extent his brother, as not just creatures from another planet, but as betrayers of their true faith and culture. After everything she and her family went through, it makes sense she'd be a little sensitive about stuff like that. But it's called assimilation, Grandma. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Hell, their ancestors might have done well to do a little bit more of that over the millennia. Maybe then they wouldn't have been such a frequent target. And it's not like Abe doesn't want to be Jewish. There's a lot he digs about the religion, the history. Contrary to what he joked to his brother earlier, he's not necessarily against the idea of the existence of God either, or at least a godlike energy out there. It's the arbitrary rituals he doesn't care about. Being Jewish is cool and all, but who in their right mind ever volunteers for extra homework? Who doesn't love the occasional pork chop or cheeseburger? Sometimes he wonders if maybe Bobby's unpleasantness isn't actually more generational than religious. He has another friend, a metal bassist named Win, who's half Korean, and has a similar relationship with his grandmother. Win Talmoni lived through her own horrors during the war, courtesy of the Japanese, and Wynne thought that things she witnessed were a big reason why she'd never been, let's say, interested in social necessities. Did her advice to record a portfolio and put that up on freelancer sites? Maybe I will do that one day, chat. That would be cool. I mean, I did have my voice acting debut, so maybe something like that would be good. Also, I'm pausing this for now. I have to give my medicine to my dog. Okay? So, what I'm going to put on the background is I'm going to put on Words with Friends, but muted, and I'm going to put the ASMR stuff in the background. Thank you, chat. Oh. Well, that's a problem. Hold on. No, there we go. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Music off. Sound effects off. Okay. Okay, and I'll be right back, chat. Hi, V Gaming. Welcome in. How are you doing? I'm just giving some medicine to my dog, and I'll be right back. Hi everyone, I'm back. He did a lot better today now that he has his cone off. It was a big difference. Alright. Okay. Okay, I'm back everyone. He did so much better. How are you doing though, V Gaming? How's your day going? I'm so proud of him too. He just has to take it twice tomorrow and twice Thursday, and then he's like done. So I'm very excited. He's so cute and cuddly now. I'm so excited to like eventually have him back in my bed because I know he misses it, and I miss him on my bed. I'm doing pretty good, V Gaming. Tomorrow is like, well, not tomorrow. Friday's my last day of my job before I switch over to my better job, and I only have tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, so 3 days left, and I am so excited to be done with my job. Do you like ASMR V Gaming? Okay. Okay, here we go. Yeah. I mean, that entire generation's gotta be so messed up, right? Wynn said over post-show beers once, that's the thing about a world war. Everyone gets a bit, no matter where they're from. Abe supposes this might be true. On the other hand, hadn't he met plenty of nice old people with faint numbers tattooed on their forearms when he was a kid? People who radiated a love of life? Why should Bobby's travails give her license to be such a shit all the time? Why should anybody's? We're all in this mess together. We're all just bugs against a windshield at a time, right? Also, ads in a minute, heads up, is Bubblegum working for the SCP? I wish. I did read some of the SCP light novel, and it was pretty good. It was actually not too bad. I don't think they ever, like, made another book, which was unfortunate, because I kind of liked it. Looking for an amen, he finally glances up at the other customers in the store, and his thoughts cut off abruptly, as if somebody screamed in his ear. No one screamed. Quite the opposite. Except for the crinkle of the bag of corn nuts in his hand. This place is silent as a tomb, because there are no other customers. The store is completely empty. Abe's been so wrapped up in his thoughts, it hadn't registered until just this moment. The hell? He mutters. The icy machines whir, the refrigerators hum, and yet not a soul around to operate or browse through any of it. Not even someone at the counter. Weird, especially considering the 3 cars in the lot. Where could everyone be? He gives a stupid, disbelieving laugh. He goes to the front door, looks out into the night. The cars are still there. That van, create hate, is practically leering at him. Hi, Otaku. Yeah, we are doing more ASMR. Let me give you a shout out. How's your Tuesday going? I don't think I usually stream on today. There you go. Get shouted out, bitch. Haha. Also, I have some ASMR themes redeemed as well, for y'all to enjoy. For the first time in his life, he actively wills the voice of his grandmother to come back into his head, keep him company, chide him for being silly. Oh, also, we're reading the book I Know a Place by Nat Cassidy. This is the rest stop short story. Have you heard of it? She's totally silent too. Of course she is. When has she ever chosen to be helpful? He turns back to face the store, scan it from this angle. Still no signs of anybody. Next to him, the newspaper stands, blare headlines and photos about, what else? The election. Both candidates frozen in mid-roar. Here in this gas station, even they are rendered mute. Okay. He tries to shake off the unease, get back to his supply gathering. Any second now, a clerk will emerge from the back room and make things feel normal again. Saving up for the Q-Pass, but ASMR is so tempting. Hey. Chat, what do you think Otaku should do? I think, I'm not cute, so you should definitely go for the ASMR. As he reaches the beverage station, something catches his attention, something on the floor. He bends down to get a better look. It's a small plastic Google AI, the kind of kid might glue into a craft project and then shake so the pupil rolls around. Huh. Much like the smeared guts of the insect against his windshield, for some reason this little plastic circle fills him with a heavy, unspeakable dread. I think I want to get the fuck out of here. Yeah, he mutters. Good idea. Except he really should pee. He has hours and hours left of this drive, and if the stop is spooking him so badly, maybe he should avoid stopping at any other middle-of-nowhere gas station before the sun comes up. Don't look a gift toilet in the mouth now. Wait, what? Don't look a gift toilet in the mouth now? Is that a saying? Do people say that? Also, have a good night, Austin. Tux for you. Hope to see you soon. I appreciate you being here. And hi, Amber. Welcome in. We got some redeeming a brush to mic. I actually have two choices of brushes. I'm going to use my blending brush right now. Oh, and I'll read while I'm at it. Fine. Peeing will be his final attempt at buying time. If he comes out of the bathroom and the place is still empty, he'll grab his snacks, leave a $10 bill on the counter, and make tracks. And if he just so happens to grab more than $10 worth, well, you should have been better at your job, checkout guy. My dog is... Do you hear that? That's him trying to fluff up his bed. It's so loud. Shadow! Shadow, shush! Baby! Be quiet! I can't concentrate. I just hear him go... God damn it, Shadow. I thought it was gift horse. When did we get toilet? I don't know. It was apparently toilet in the book. Let the baby have fun. I'm sorry. Wait, I think he got comfortable. Yes, he fluffed himself up. He's very happy now. Hopefully, can you imagine? He just goes like, ruff, ruff, and he's just like barking his brains out. That would be so funny. If he comes out of the bathroom and the place is still empty, he'll grab his snacks, leave a $10 bill on the counter, and make tracks. And if he just so happens to grab more than $10 worth, well, you should have been better at your job, checkout guy. He crosses over to what clearly the bathroom, a plain white door on the opposite wall, in between the beverage case and a display of shirts and hats and a couple of ice scrapers. There's a sheet of printer paper taped to the door. No key. If it's locked, occupado. Under which someone had handwritten, that means someone's pooping in French. Great. Bunch of comedians run this joint. It's so stupid. He puts his hand on the knob, then stops. What if everyone's hiding in there right now? What if he walks in on an orgy in progress? 3 cars worth of naked weirdos, holding their breaths and their naughty bits, waiting for Abe to leave so they can resume their midnight game of filler up. What if the great hate guy is their fuck maestro, and this is how he goes about creating? What if they ask him to join? Best excuse I'd have yet to keep Bobby waiting, I guess. He turns the knob and pushes the door open. A completely empty and unremarkable bathroom stands before him. Just a single toilet, not even a stall to hide behind. Not occupado. No one pooping in French. Abe sighs, maybe in relief, maybe in disappointment, and steps aside. Can you imagine if this book goes into like orgy territory? I mean, it would make sense for Stephen King's Image. Didn't he at the end of it? The kids all had an orgy at the end. I've never read it, so I don't want to assume, but that's what I thought I heard. Chapter 4. The point of the joke. The dread recedes a little, but it doesn't disappear. The sound of his peeing feels too loud, too exposed, so he starts humming the first yacht rock song that pops in his head while he finishes up. Yeah, isn't it true? Am I wrong? Wait, I'm gonna look it up. Well, in the best way I can. Stephen King, It, book ending, orgy. Wow, yeah, there's an orgy scene. Yeah, there's an orgy scene at the end of it. Frying a chicken bit too loudly in there. Okay, so, Towards the end of King's book, which typically runs over 1,000 pages in print editions and switches between timelines, our heroes, the Losers Club, get lost in a dairy sewer system after defeating Pennywise for the moment. Understanding that the group won't be able to escape without being unified, the gang's lone female member, Beverly, decides she needs to have sex with the 6 boys. What? That doesn't even make any sense. This is when they're kids, by the way. I have an idea, Beverly said quietly. In the dark, Bill heard a sound he could not immediately place. A whispery little sound, but not scary. And there was a more easily placed sound. A zipper. What? He thought, and then he realized what. He was undressing. For some reason, Beverly was undressing. The plan works. As soon as Beverly had finished having sex with each of her friends, one of the boys immediately members of the group made a wrong turn, and they subsequently escaped. That's insane. Why? That's really weird. I didn't even get what that means in like a symbolism aspect. Anyway, it does have that in the book, and obviously they didn't put that in the movie for so many reasons. Yeah, it's kind of insane, Amber. It's a little bit insane. At least the body feels a little relief. Peeing is the best. Whoever invented peeing was a stand-up guy. Yuck yuck. When he's done, he steps to the sink to rinse off his hands, studies his face in a mirror, an all too familiar thought. This is not the face of a guy who gets the girl. Gets her to laugh, maybe. Gets her a thoughtful present for her birthday, maybe. But outside a Woody Allen or Adam Sandler movie, where the point of the joke is that the nebbish somehow has sex appeal, no one's throwing themselves at someone like Abe's feet, with his wavy, thick hair that covers his head fully but doesn't do anything interesting, with his skin still faintly marked from a merciless bout of teenage acne, with his somehow spontaneously pudgy and scrawny frame. I think Abe could get somebody. I'm rooting for him. Sorry, I was thirsty. With his prominent, oh-so-Semitic nose, which one particularly nasty bulky in middle school had dubbed him his Jewish beak. Ooh, wow. I forgot. Middle school is terrible. That had prompted Abe's first, up until a few weeks ago, his only fight. Hell, Abe barely even looks the part as a musician. He'll never forget that one gig where the club owner asked him, "So you're the band's manager, right?" That's when Abe had decided to grow his hair out, no matter how awkward it looked. Despondency over his severely dented heart replaces his stretch for the moment. He stares at his stupid schmuck face in the spotty, streaky glass of the gas station bathroom, examines every angle. It's time to admit it. Jenna and Ty make sense. Jenna can have her pick of literally any human she wants, and Ty is a big, handsome, uber-mensch rock star with a jaw that doesn't quit and a good boy sweetness. Abe can play the bass line of a death metal song in 9/8 time while screaming lyrics on top of it. And he's pretty good at Super Smash Brothers, but he doesn't have much else to recommend himself. I mean, I'm really bad at games, so being good at games I think is a big catch. He's gotta, believe in himself more. Besides, what was that old Groucho Marx quote? I wouldn't want to belong to any club that had me as a member. Something like that. Just like that, he decides he's just going to be happy for Jenna and Ty. Hey, if Ty and Jenna make it work, at least Jenna will be around more. She'll come to more rehearsals, more gigs, more after parties. She can tell more of her corny jokes in her dry, wicked monotone. She can show Abe more panels of her sci-fi graphic novel in progress. They can get into more arguments about movies and books. Just friends, but still, friends. That's right, Bobby Mendel says. Be happy for them. She's not one of us anyway, Abraham. Stick to your own kind. Ugh, God, this grandmother sucks. We haven't even, officially met her, and I don't like her. Yeah, he grumbles. What I really want is someone who'll turn into you in a few decades, Bobby. That's some hot shit. Okay, so maybe he's a little bitter. Know what the best cure for bitterness is, though? I'm gonna get me an icy and some snowballs and some goddamn motherfucking fruit stripe gum if they have it, he tells his reflection. Mirror Abe gives a resolved nod. He dries his hands on his pants and is planning the exact combo of flavors he's gonna dump into a single icy cup when he bounces off the door and stumbles backwards into the room. The fuck? He tries the door again. It won't open. The handle goes down, popping out the handle lock he'd depressed when he'd entered the bathroom, but when he pushes on the door, it sticks fast in its frame. Is he not pushing the handle down far enough? He puts his shoulder into it. Still no luck. Has he somehow locked himself inside? He's done a lot of clumsy, stupid shit in his life, but this would be pretty impressive. How would it even be possible? The only lock he can see is on his handle, and he'd heard it descend great. There were 4 holes a few inches above the handle, the faint outline of a box around them. A smaller, equally faint outline across the seam of the door, like a deadbolt had once been there, and what? Moved? To the other side of the door? The fuck? He says again, quieter, but no less baffled. Oh my god, yeah, so this is where he gets, like, trapped in the bathroom. A rest stop bathroom, which, by the way, is the worst bathroom to possibly be stuck in. He presses on the door. It does feel like something at approximately that height on the other side was holding the door shut. Perhaps he'd been too busy reading the dumb jokes on that stupid sign to notice there'd been a deadbolt on the outside of the door. Maybe. But the thing about deadbolts is they don't engage automatically. Someone's got to slide them in place. And that deadbolt obviously had been pulled back when he'd opened the door in the first place. Which means a sick churning feeling in his guts. His heart begins to pound. Hello? He shouts into the door. Hello? Then stupidly, someone's in here. He continues to shake the handle. Surely this has got to be a mistake. Someone's cleaning up for the night. Didn't think to check if the room was occupado first. Or maybe a little kid wandered over and slid the lock shut while his mom was grabbing some late night snacks. Maybe that's where the weird fucking googly eye came from. Doesn't seem likely. Then again, neither does a bathroom door with a deadbolt on the wrong side. Finally he stops, catches his breath, tries not to let panic surge too high inside his chest. Pressing an ear to the metal, he listens carefully for any noise on the other side. The empty gas station convenience store, which he now knows can't be empty, offers nothing in return. So I wonder who locked him in. I'm thinking it's something like supernatural, like ghost shit, because there was nobody there, and where could these people have hidden? So I'm assuming it's like Toilet Bound Hanako. Maybe it's like a ghost haunting the toilet, you know? I don't think it's actually like Hanako, but you know what I mean. Chapter 5. Fearless. Writing on the wall. Noises in the ceiling. A few more pounds on the door. A few more shouts. Hello? Is anyone out there? This friggin' door is locked or something. This isn't funny. He presses all over the door, as if there might be some sort of secret panel. Nothing. Finally, with a great roll of his eyes, he leans his forehead against the metal surface, weakly whacking the door with the bottom of his fist. Come on. When his energy peters out, he peels himself away and begins pacing the room, taking stock of what's in here with him. A toilet, a thin plastic brush, and a plunger with a moderately thick wooden dowel. A sink, a soap dispenser, a mirror. Mirror Abe gives a sympathetic head shake. You believe this shit? There's also a vent in the ceiling towards the center of the room. The vent hangs down a little from its aperture. Maybe he can grab onto that and pull his way out through the ceiling. He files that thought away as a worst-case scenario sort of idea. Other than that, there's not much of note beyond a few random phrases scribbled onto the wall, mostly clustered by the toilet paper holder, prime real estate for bored squatters. Be fearless. Fart as loud as your anus allows. That's kind of insane. Sorry. And things I hate. 1. Graffiti. 2. Liss. 3. Irony. And Trump 2016. MAGA. Under which someone else had scrawled, I just shit out a better president. No comment about that, but that's fantastic. There's also one sentence written on the wall opposite the mirror. Abe reads it carefully, in case it's somehow a clue. Sally Sparrow duck now. Awesome, he sighs. No idea what that means, but he's pretty sure there are no indications anyone else has suffered his particular problem in this room before. Time to get drastic then. Time to kick the fucker down. He stands in front of the door, sizing it up like a boxer trying to intimidate his opponent. Abe hasn't been to the gym in a minute, and leg flexibility isn't one of his key selling points as a basis. There's also nothing to really hold on to for balance, so he's just gonna have to try to hammer kick this bitch from a freestanding position. Piece of cake, he huffs, already out of breath at the thought of it. Maybe he'll get one less sugary treat once he gets out of this mess. Fuck that. When I get out of here, I'm eating every Twinkie in this place. He swings his leg up and down, hitting the door with all his might. It shakes in its frame, but overall seems pretty unimpressed with his efforts. He kicks again. He kicks a third time, as hard as he can. So hard, he almost loses his balance and goes careening backwards, just barely managing to stay upright and not crocodile mile his way into the piss pool on the floor. The door remains unmoved. Either Abe is weaker than he likes to imagine, or the deadbolt on the other side of the door is screwed in mercilessly tight. Okay, kicking isn't going to work. Neither, he learns a few moments later, is ramming his shoulder against the door. All he gets is an ache along the side of his body, and some hot private embarrassment for his troubles. That deadbolt must be pretty heavy duty. I was gonna say, why doesn't he try and call somebody? I mean, I know it's late, but, it's embarrassing. But you could call 911, right? Now what? Just wait for rescue? Chalk this up to bad luck and or being careful what you wish for when you wish for an excuse to be late to his destination? A noise, barely audible, a low rumble thunk in the ceiling. His mouth goes dry. Hello? He clears his throat. Hello? Another thump. The air conditioning coming on? Yeah, that must be it. Just the air conditioning. Welcome in, monkey. How are you doing? How's your day going? We're doing some ASMR and reading a book called Rest Stop. Have you heard of it before? And do you like ASMR? I'd love to hear. Thank you for getting pregnant, monkey. Definitely not the sound of someone crawling through the ceiling towards him. Definitely not the soft titter of someone giggling. Abe has a couple seconds where he's able to convince himself he's just being paranoid. Then the biggest spider he's ever seen falls, as if pushed out the vent and drops to the floor. Oh my god, I would fucking panic. I'd cry. If I was stuck in a room with like a ginormous tarantula, like sobbing. Well, that's fine, monkey. We're reading a horror story called I Know a Place. It's pretty interesting. It's basically about this guy, and he gets trapped in a rest stop. Apparently there's a lot of bug shit, so this should be fun. I hope you like bugs. Chapter 6. Boris. A prank. Some plastic gag toy. Has to be. No way are there real spiders that big, the size of his actual hand. The fake spider lays where it fell, immobile, inanimate, which makes sense because the only other times Abe has seen a spider like this are for Halloween decorations, and thankfully, Shadow! Shh! Shh! Shadow! Shh! Shadow, shut up! Shut up! Shh. Sorry. He's not very calming. Shadow! Shh. I don't know if you could hear him oofing, but he's like oofing in the other room. I should do a couple of short stories here this again. I don't write short form, but I have a friend who does. Please do. I like doing ASMR story, like telling. So yeah, I definitely would. Maybe I'll have like a viewer submitted like stories where people submit like their friends' stories or someone else's stories and reread it. That would be really cool. There's a place for spiders that big. It's called Australia. Yeah, that's why I'm never going to Australia. I have a lot of really cool Australian friends, but there is no way I am going to Australia to see those big spiders. Shadow! He's so loud. Do you hear him? He's... Excuse me for a second. It's gonna be loud. Mom? I can hear your sound! Why are you watching videos of people touching themselves? Sorry. Shadow, be quiet! Sorry, my mom was watching a TikTok, and all I hear is, that, like, background sound goes, bum. And then I hear, have you ever thought of people touching themselves? And I was like, what? Can you guys... Did you guys hear that? I hope you didn't. That would be not great if you heard that. That was insane. I hope you didn't hear that. That was weird. Someone from work sent it to me. Why is someone at your job touching themselves, Mom? That's a little weird. You should set boundaries with that person. That's even weirder. What? Like, I don't even, what? Basil, thank you for streaking for 3 streams. I appreciate you. Okay, well, don't listen to that on full blast. Boundaries need to be set. Yeah, if your co-workers are being like, here's me jorking it, maybe tell them not to do that. You know, just friendly advice from your local clown. I don't know if it's good advice, but just friendly advice. Anyway, spider in the book. Forgot about that. Abe has seen a spider like this for Halloween decorations, and thankfully, Halloween decorations aren't the spider scrambles towards the wall. Very fucking alive. Very fucking real. Abe goes rigid. He'd piss his pants if he hadn't already gone. Is somebody up there? Abe asks the ceiling in a high, tremulous voice. Gentle, almost absurdly soft, not wanting to agitate his new companion. He listens hard for any movement above. The ceiling is low, maybe 8 feet, 7.5. Abe could scrape it with his fingertips if he jumps. And the thought of someone crouched so close to the top of his head, quiet, listening, lurking, is beyond unsettling. Regardless, there's no response. Back to the spider. It's given up trying to crawl up the wall. Now it's tucking itself into the corner, hopefully as scared as Abe is. Even from this distance, he can't help but marvel at how hairy and angular the thing is. Like a spider cobbled together with discarded rat parts. Welcome in, Big Dude Priest. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Clown Mafia. We're doing some ASMR story timing. Thank you for the first time chat. Perfect timing to fall asleep to this. Of course, are you a fan of ASMR? We're reading this book called Rest Stop. It's this horror short story basically about this guy who gets stuck in a rest stop. Welcome in, I appreciate you. So where'd you come from? Abe asks, putting on his best chill, go along to get along demeanor. He doesn't know if spiders appreciate such things. You, from around here? A sign flashes in Abe's memory. Trumbull Farms. An escaped convict, maybe? I'm glad you really like ASMR. We also have some ASMR redeems in the channel redeems if you'd like to check that out. What's your favorite triggers? I'm still figuring that out. Helped me since discovering Bob Ross and keeps my anxiety in mind still when stressed. Bob Ross is so satisfying. I never considered him ASMR, but now that I'm thinking of it, he has like that really calming voice, and the painting is really calm. I love like lo-fi music and stuff like that. I'll put that on sometimes if I'm like anxious, or if I'm like, sometimes my biggest trigger for anxiety is like just being bored. I love that, Big Dude Priest. I'm glad it helps you. The spider only glares at him. Abe can feel the multiple eyes sizing him up, breaking him down. You're a tarantula, right? You look scary, but you're pretty docile. You've just got a bad reputation. I could dig that. If Abe ever had an occasion to visit Trumbull Farms, he would have seen this particular specimen on display. Not a tarantula, but a Sydney funnel web spider. The signage would have informed him that the Sydney funnel web spider isn't deadly. Not usually, at least. But it is a favorite here at the farm, because as you see, they're not shy. In fact, they're quite aggressive, and those fangs can bite down hard enough to break a mouse's skull. Well, that's terrifying. Holy shit. Now Abe raises his voice, again trying to reach the, maybe, possibly, person in the ceiling. He feels like a supplicant begging some remote, imbecile deity. Hey, this is really funny. Super funny bit. I dig it. He listens for a moment. Is this being filmed? Another long pause. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Wait. Fuck. Chat. Distract me. I don't want to sneeze. It's gonna be really loud and not great. Wait. I think I passed. Yay! There we go. I enjoy some more non-conventional ASMR, like people doing normal stuff, painting, writing, haircut / salon stuff, as well as finger flutters. Ooh, that sounds cool. Okay, there's this. If you like weird, unconventional stuff, that's kind of nice. I highly recommend. There's this YouTuber who does really weird ASMRs. Like they did butthole ASMR, and they're like good at ASMR, but it's really fucking weird, and I recommend it. It's hilarious. Think of your middle name. Wait, that's for hiccups? Really? Huh, I never tried that before. Next time I have hiccups, I'll try that. Thank you. Maybe I can help you out. I did theater in high school, and I did improv for a couple semesters in college. I could, you know, help you with bits and stuff. The presence in the ceiling, if there is one, stays silent. Meanwhile, the spider raises two of its front legs. It makes Abe think of a magician preparing onlookers for a fear of wizardry. He doesn't like it one bit. Look, little guy, Abe gulps. I don't want to hurt you. And I'm like 400 times your size, so I probably could hurt you. So just stay over there, okay? We're just gonna be super chill roommates until someone comes and lets us out. Cool? Yeah, I kinda wish I sneezed. That was kinda sucky. Hi, Plaza, welcome in. I'm over here snuggling my blanket. I got jammies on. I'm over here straight cuddling my pillow. I'm cozy as fuck, man. I'm a sleeper for real. Hell yeah, Plaza. Well, I'm hoping this is calming for you to fall asleep to. We're reading this book, I Know a Place. It's the Rest Stop short story. It's basically about a guy who gets stuck in a rest stop. Have you heard of it? When someone's hiccuping, I ask them their middle name. But when I have hiccups, I think to myself, you're not a fish. I feel like everyone has their own things for like hiccup and sneezing. Like I know for me, if I hiccup, I'll hold my breath. And then if I'm sneezing, if I think of random words, that gets me out of it. It's really weird. Shadow, stop barking. Sorry, my dog's barking a lot. I'm so sorry. The spider's one leg ripple, each one briefly lifting off the ground, testing its readiness. I'm just gonna go over here. Abe backs towards the opposite wall, pressing himself into the most diametric corner possible. Super chill roomies. No stress. All good. Do you know The Who? John Entwistle? One of the greatest bassists of all time. He's got a song called Boris the Spider. Fucking dope song. It's, although he kills the spider with the book at the end. Never mind. You don't need to hear it. It's not very good. But the name's cool, right? Boris? The spider puts his legs down. It seems mollified. Yeah, Boris. We're cool, Boris. Best buds, me and Boris. I like Boris. It reminds me of Bendy and the Ink Machine, because Boris was always my favorite character. Boris is like a legend. Yeah, there you go, Charlie. I have heard of it. Great story. I'm writing from the gym. Wait, you have? Have you read this book yet? I actually met Nat Cassidy himself. And also, if you're a fan of this book is going to have a movie adaptation, I think, which is going to be really exciting. So I'm really excited about that. So, yeah, after we finish reading the book, we'll have to check out the movie when it comes out. Meanwhile, Abe looks around for something to murder Boris with, just in case. Nothing reveals itself. Neither the toilet bowl brush nor a plunger looks serious enough to deliver a killing blow. He could maybe trap Boris under the upturned trash can, but probably he'll just have to resort to a good old-fashioned stomping. And for some reason, stepping on something so big, so complex as Boris, the giant spider, makes him want to barf. He'll feel the exoskeleton break. He'll feel joints dislodge. He might have to do it multiple times. Fuck. His grandmother pipes up. Pathetic. Your goyish friend with the chin would never be so afraid to kill a little spider. Before he can ensure his imagined grandmother that he's not, in fact, afraid, Boris makes the first move. Whoa, what are we doing? Abe tries to back further into his corner. Boris has taken a few tentative steps forward, sticking close to the base of the wall. Now, a few more steps, and a few more. In no real hurry, which somehow makes it even worse. Like watching the tide roll in while you're buried up to your neck on the beach. Abe decides maybe the toilet bowl brush or the plunger doesn't seem so useless after all. He circles around the room opposite Boris, a slow motion pursuit. Of course, both the brush and the plunger are tucked behind the toilet, so when he finally reaches his destination, Abe has to turn his back on Boris to pick up his weapon. He opts for the plunger, which then gets tangled up with the brush. He has to jimmy it out of its place for a precious second or two. When he turns back around, Boris is gone. Oh, that, if I saw a spider and I turned around and it was gone, I'm moving. There's no way I'm staying in the house and I don't see where it is. That's terrifying. The wall that Boris had been skimming against is empty. All the walls of the small square room, in fact. Fuck. Where'd you go, Boris? Fuck. Where'd you go? The huge spider is already at his feet, rearing back, lifting its massive fangs, which Abe can see with horrible clarity. Boris means business. Nope. Abe tries to do several things at once. He tries to swat Boris with the plunger. He tries to kick Boris with his shoe. He tries to run away. What he manages to do is flick the top of Boris with the plastic end of the weapon in his hand, and also take a half step to the side with his right foot. His foot meets the puddle on the floor, and then, in apocalyptic slow motion, Abe loses his balance and falls onto the tile. Oh my god, if this spider crawls on his face, I'm gonna be terrified. The graze with the plunger knocked Boris back a few inches and stunned the spider momentarily, but now Abe is laid out before him, and Boris isn't going to miss the opportunity. The spider rears up again. It's grown somehow, at least the size of a small dog, and its fangs are long, black daggers jutting from two thick extensions that look like a child drawing a bodybuilder biceps. Those fangs come straight for Abe's face. Oh my god, did the spider grow? Holy shit. Then, somehow, the next thing Abe knows, Boris is flattened against the wall, with the heel of his left hand is radiating with ice-white numbness. Abe scrambles away, at first just relieved Boris doesn't pursue. He starts to put together what happened. He'd swung his free fist down onto Boris's back before Boris can strike. He'd done it out of pure panic, so hard and frantic that some of Boris's guts had shot out of its spinnerets. Even though the thought of touching that hairy carapace still fills him with panic-barbed nausea, Abe reaches forward, picks up the still twitching spider, and hurls it with all his might against the wall. As his hand grips Boris's body, Abe thinks, this doesn't feel right. My hand doesn't feel right. But his thirst for vengeance is stronger. Boris the spider, the would-be face spider, now lays upside down, legs curled against the wall, fully shrunk into the size of an impressive but real spider. Abe staggers to his feet, breathing hard, the kind of breathing that brings with it low, gravelly vocalizations. Eventually, he gathers enough grunts to form a sentence. Fuck you, Boris. Never liked that song anyway. He stares at the spider for about 5 full minutes. His hand won't stop throbbing. His pinky and ring finger aren't curling the way they should. But at least the crisis is over. Hoping some cold water will numb the pain a little, he heads over to the sink, and that's when he remembers where Boris came from. You fucking enjoying this, asshole? He calls over his shoulder to the ceiling, running his hand under the tap. The water helps, but only a little. Having fun, you dick? Super hilarious prank. I think I've got piss all over me, and I have a gig in a few days, and I might have just broken my fucking hip. Movement catches his eye in the mirror. His words cut off. He spins around, hoping that what he thinks he saw in the glass isn't what's actually coming out of the ceiling vent. It is. Oh god, it is. It's in this moment Abe realized, perhaps belatedly, that none of this is a prank. It's in this moment he realized how fucked he truly is. He begins to scream, louder than he's ever screamed in his soon-to-be-ended life. Well, I'm sure he's gonna be fine. I think he's fine. I mean, Surely there's definitely not more spiders or something. If there's more spiders, that's terrifying. I don't know. Being stuck in a room with, like, spiders, that's like Fear Factor shit. But the new Fear Factor really isn't that good anymore. Like, old Fear Factor was good. But I watched some clips of the new Fear Factor, and it doesn't have that oomph, you know? Chapter 7. Nameless. What a Fool Believes. There are 32 different species of rattlesnake that can be found in the United States. No, is it a snake? The smallest species, the aptly named pygmy rattlesnake, averages around 12 to 14 inches, boasts vibrant dorsal splotches, and is very rarely fatal to humans. Chances are, though, when someone imagines a rattlesnake, it's the classic western diamondback. Grayish-brown scales, the color of dirt, white lines outlining darker hexagonal patches along its back, golden eyes and a permanent glare, venom easily capable of killing an adult human if left untreated. This breed tends to range from 3 feet to 6 feet in length and weighs about 2 to 4 pounds. However, there's a breed of diamondback that can be found in the southeastern part of the country. They're often a foot longer and several pounds heavier than their western cousins. In fact, the largest rattlesnake ever recorded in the United States was an eastern diamondback, over 8 feet long and close to 15 pounds of coiled, scaly muscle. What begins to emerge head first from the bathroom ceiling vent isn't that large, but it is an eastern diamondback, and not a small one. It's the sort of specimen a snake and spider house might display with special prominence, for children and adults alike to gasp at in fear. Abe is gasping. His initial screams have turned into ghosts of themselves. He's also weeping, a helpless, odd kind of weeping, shaking his head, moaning, "No, no, no, no." The snake ignores Abe's refusals. It continues slowly and intractably outwards, not cautious, more like skeptical, maybe even annoyed. Its tongue flicks out, scanning, probing. They're never going to recapture the magic of the original Fear Factor. Well, they had that guy from Jackass on there. What's his name again? As like the host. But it's just his personality is not as fun when he's just like making fun of the contestants being tortured. Also, have an amazing night, Bub Mom. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tux for you. Tux tux. Yeah, Johnny Knoxville. That's who it is. It's Johnny Knoxville. Yeah, he's not as lovable in Jackass. In the new one, at least. It's just it's not a good host. Already, it's the size of Abe's hand and forearm, and there's no sense that the end of its body is anywhere near. Somewhere in the ceiling, its rattle whirls, ghosts of cicadas on a summer day. In a few minutes, gravity will take over. Then, Abe understands. The snake will not be trapped in the room with him. He will be trapped in the room with it. He picks up the plunger from where it fell during his spill to the floor, and backs away as far as he can go. His left hand throbs harder and harder. His eyes never leave the snake, but he can feel the locked bathroom door in his peripheral vision, taunting him, pressing down on him like the compactor of a garbage truck. His legs want to give out, but he wants as little of himself near the ground as possible. When the snake finally drops down to the wet tile floor, it makes a thunderous noise, like a heavy stone falling into a shallow puddle, like a war drum played in the rain. The snake swirls into an enormous coil where it landed, close to the toilet. No cute name for it like Boris. It's too massive, too elemental for names. It stares back at Abe, flickers its tongue at him. Oh, God. Abe wheezes through a pinhole throat. He tries to appeal to the person in the ceiling once more. Are you still up there? Please let me out. Please stop this. Please. Please, God, please. Oh, Bobby says with a luxuriant sigh. Now you believe in God? Now you pray? He's barely even aware of the voice in his head. He's as close to actual disassociation as he's ever been. Why is this happening? What did he do to deserve this? How can he hope to survive? He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything. The crushed and curled body of Boris lies near his feet, so small now, trivial even. Will he even look the same way when he dies? After his blood congeals in his veins? Will he land face first into that piss puddle and taste piss as his lungs suck in their final breaths? Oh, hi, Kylan, welcome in. Will he be eaten, or will he be left to rot, perhaps alongside the serpent that kills him? Do rattlesnakes eat their victims? He doesn't know fucking anything. Another voice pipes up in his head. You don't have to be afraid of a stupid snake, man. You're a monster slayer. You defeated Boris the Spider with your bare hands. Even Frodo couldn't do that shit. Usually Abe hates, or at least barely puts up with, Ty's Boy Scout enthusiasm. Now he's desperate for it. Even if he doesn't believe a word of it, there's no defeating what cannot be named. The snake holds its rattle up and shakes it, agitated. The sound moves through Abe like an electric shock. The bathroom's too small. Abe can't back up any further, and he's still too close for the snake's comfort. Go into the corner, you fuck, he growls. You've got more room behind you. The snake doesn't listen. Its head rises up a few inches and bobs back and forth. Flick-a, flick, flick. Its black tongue, a visual stutter. It's going to strike. He's seen random internet videos of how fast they launch themselves forward, like horizontal lightning. He's also seen what rattlesnake venom does. It turns your blood into Thanksgiving cranberry sauce, the canned kind that slides onto the plate in a quivering lump. It's going to hunt. It's going to hurt. A lot. He wants to cry. He wants to put the plunger down, sit, and sob about the unfairness of it all. All he'd wanted to do was take a leak, and now, unfairness is the law of the world. Bobby's voice again. I tried to teach you that, and you refused to listen. When I was a little girl, oh my gosh, shut up, Abe shouts, and without it intending to, he stomps his foot in petulant rage. Oh my god, I don't think that snake's gonna like that. I one time was on a walk with my mom, and I kid you not, I was walking, and I thought it was a stick, and I went to step on it, and it was a fucking snake, and I jumped and screamed and cried. It was terrible. Hi everybody, welcome in. Yeah, I know my voice is low. We're doing ASMR today. Do you like ASMR? The snake actually flinches a little, shrinks back into itself, as surprised as Bobby Metal might be to hear Abe yell like this. There you go, monster slayer, Ty says. Scare that fucking snake. Shut up, shut up, shut up, Abe shouts again. No, you're fine, Evervoid. Do you like ASMR? We're reading this story called I Know a Place. It's a short story book. We're reading the first one named Rest Stop, if you've heard of it. Aware that he might ultimately be making the snake more upset, but for this brief moment, he doesn't care. He starts stamping his feet, and without even thinking, he begins to huff out a death metal version of What a Fool Believes. Wait, you've heard of this book before? Did you read it? I heard Rest Stop is getting a movie adaptation. Can you read a bit slower? Sure. He starts stamping his feet, and without even thinking, he begins to huff out a death metal version of What a Fool Believes. Thank you for the follow, Bridley. Welcome to the Clown Mafia. How are you doing? How's your day going? We were doing some ASMR. Are you a fan of it? He came from somewhere. Pagina, long, he shouts in a guttural growl that's half Michael McDonald, half Satan himself. The snake has no idea what to do with this. Abe realizes that the toilet seat is up, and an insane plan flashes in his mind. Get the snake wrapped around the plunger, and somehow get it into the bowl. Close the lid, and sit on it if he has to, but get it in the bowl and out of his sight. It's impossible. It's impractical. But it's also what a fool believes, he bellows. He sees the Wamahana power. Hi, Papa Spade. Thank you for getting pregnant. How are you doing? We're doing some ASMR. Are you a fan of it? Wait, did you read this whole story yet, Everboy? This is my first time reading it. He has to act fast, while the snake is confused. Jab it with the plunger, like a snake handler. Don't think, bro. Tie again. Just do it. And he's about to. He really is. Then he hears something at his feet. A shh whisper rasping across the tile. He can't help but look down just for a microsecond. Something has been slipped into the room from under the door. A note. Oh my god, I can't believe it's been 2 years, Pop Spade. That's amazing. We're reading this book called I Know a Place. It's the Rest Stop short story. Have you heard of it? I have no clue, I just capped. I mean, we are almost on to chapter 8, so I don't know how many chapters are in this book. Let me look. Yeah, this will be like an ASR moment, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Hold on. We're probably almost halfway through the book, or the short story already. This is the longest short story of the book. Someone outside has passed him a note. What the absolute ever-loving fuck? He turns back, just in time to see the rattlesnake launching himself towards him. Oh, you've heard of it? Have you read it yet, Papa Spade? This is my first time reading it. I'm excited. I want to read Rest Stop because they confirmed it's going to be a movie adaptation, and I'm very excited about it. I like Matt Cassidy a lot. Chapter 8, Snakebite, London Calling. Thank you so much, Evervoid. I appreciate that. A lot of people said my reading voice is kind of nice. I appreciate it. I listened to one of my buddies reading it. Oh. Well, tell me this. Who reads better, your buddies or me? I think me. What? No, me. Like raspy but comfy. It's the New Yorker ASMR. Thank you, Papa Spade. I appreciate it. I definitely want to do more like story time ASMR. I know some people had the idea of like people submitting stories that they wrote or their friends write, and I read them. So we might also do that as well. But thank you. It doesn't hurt like he thought it would. He supposes it's shock. His nerves need a moment to collect themselves before reporting on the agonizing end that's in store for his body. The clotting suffocation. Then he realizes what actually happened. The snake's aim was just a tiny bit off. Or maybe Abe also happened to move the plunger as his body turned. Instead of Abe's flesh, the snake launched its fangs into the black plastic of the plunger. No, not bad English at all, Everboy. You are more than welcome to fall asleep. I'm doing it as a bedtime story, chat. So if you guys want to get comfortable, get some snacks, curl up under a blanket, turn the lights off, and listen to my voice while we read this book, you're more than welcome to. Have an amazing night, Everboy. Tucks for you. And again, I also have some channel redeems just for ASMR streams, so if you want to check it out, it's also there. Although don't blame us when Shadow barks. Yeah, that's true. My dog might bark a little bit. There's only so much I can do about that. But if anyone does fall asleep, this stream will be, the VOD will be posted on YouTube probably sometime tomorrow. It should be posted tomorrow. So worst comes to worst, if you do fall asleep, just catch the VOD tomorrow. Horror and bedtime really don't mix for me. I'm just here to chill with Bubs. That's true. I mean, like, it's I personally maybe don't find it super cozy to fall asleep to a snake bite attack, but hey, everyone's into their own shit. Also, welcome in, Tentacola. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Clown Mafia. How are you doing? We're doing ASMR and reading this book called I Know a Place. We're reading the first short story called Rest Stop. Have you heard of it? Bubs will be sure you can fall asleep and wake you up in terror. I mean, listen, I get being able to fall asleep to anything if it's calming. Like if it's like if someone says it in a calming way, then I could see like falling asleep to that, you know? I'm followed now by my browser. Don't show it. What do you mean you're followed by your browser? Don't have that happen. That doesn't sound good. Black plastic of the plunger. Even a quarter of an inch in the other direction, and its venom would be pulsing through Abe's chest right now. Sheer dumb luck. That's all it was. The plunger was in his dominant hand, the one not swelling up like a balloon animal right now. But when the snake's not inconsiderable weight was added, the plunger fell out of his grip and clattered to the floor. I'm a deep sleeper unless my bird screams in the middle of the night. I'm also a deep sleeper, but my dad's more of a deep sleeper. My dad's the type of person, I don't know if anyone has this in their life or you're that person. He could sit on like any chair or couch, even on the floor, and just boom, fall asleep. And I don't get how someone could do that. Like, I don't get how you could do that. Like, he could sit on a couch and be like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep, and like, just choose to fall asleep. That's wild to me. But alerts don't show when I follow because of it. Oh, no, you're fine. Well, thank you for the follow, Evervoid. Welcome to the Clown Mafia. I appreciate it. Wait, I thought you were following me before. Were you not? No, Evervoid, you've been following since 2025. No, you've been following for a while now. I had a feeling this wasn't your first time chatting. Now the snake is writhing and twisting, and Abe realizes its teeth are stuck in a thick plastic. It can't detach itself yet. He has to act fast. Yeah, Evervoid, or any chatter, exclamation mark follower age or follow age, and it will show you how long you've been following for. But yeah, no, you've been following since 2025. And welcome in, Hoptua. How are you doing? Yeah, we're reading some bedtime stories and ASMR. We're reading this book called I Know a Place. It's a Rest Up, the short story. Have you heard of it? And again, if any of y'all need to go to sleep, y'all need to take care of yourself, okay? I'm reading bedtime stories. Oh, not follower time. Exclamation mark. It should be follower age. I think someone just did that before. Wait, hold on. Wait, it was Papa Spade. Exclamation mark follow age. That's what it is. Exclamation mark follow age. That's the one. No, follow age. I'm sorry, I told you the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I told you the wrong thing. I'm so sorry, Evervoid. It's exclamation mark follow age. There you go. Yeah, you've been following for almost a year now. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You've definitely been here a few times. Like, I remember. I'm not, but I shall listen while doing my final. Well, the book is about this guy. I guess, summary. He's trying to get to the hospital because his grandma's in a coma. He also has a gig in a couple days, a music gig. He's trapped in a restroom right now, and there's spiders and snakes being dumped in. But yeah, go get some sleep if you need to. It's bedtime stories for a reason. I'm reading to you guys go to sleep, and if you do end up falling asleep, well, I feel honored that you would fall asleep to me. I haven't been here for a few months. Yeah, what's been new with you, Papa Spade? And thank you, Charlie, for following for over 4 months. I can't believe it. I thought you'd been following even longer. Despite his nerves shrieking protestations, Abe wraps both hands around the wooden dowel, avoiding the thrashing rattle like it's a scorpion's tail. With all his goddamn might, like Paul Simonian bringing his bass down onto the stage floor of the Paladin on the cover of London Calling, he starts slamming the snake against the wall. It doesn't do much damage. The softness of the plunger must be buffering the blows. Abe can sense the snake's fangs beginning to wiggle free from the plastic. So he reverts back to plan A. He dashes towards the toilet. Just as the snake's fangs finally escape the plunger, Abe manages to drape the snake over the rim of the bowl, with the snake's head dipping into the water. Before the fucker can squirm out, Abe slams the seats down onto the snake's upper back, and then sits as hard as he can. The solid resistance of the reptile underneath is horrifying, a metal pipe wrapped in muscle. But after a few bounces up and down, really putting his weight into it, he feels something inside the snake break. It rattle whips, spasms, twitches, and finally stills. Oh, my mom just fell asleep. I'm so sorry, Papa Spade. Chapter 9. Notes, the best song you've ever heard. Hanukkah present, The Proclaimers. Abe sits there for a long time, panting, sweating, tingling all over, carbonated by adrenaline. A long time, years, maybe. What finally gets him to move is remembering the note on the floor. He stands up, amazed at how suddenly sore and tired his body is, and waddles his way to the door. Before he picks the note up, he checks back with the snake. Definitely still dead. But unlike Boris, the snake seems to have grown in death. Abe can't believe how much of it trails out from the closed toilet lid, like a giant necktie. Its defeat feels impossible. He should absolutely be dead now. He gives a weak shout through the door. Why are you doing this? Come on, Miss Fun. Yeah, she just fell asleep just recently. Did I just hear this guy kill a snake with his ass? Yeah, so the snake fell down from the ceiling. His name is, what's this guy's name again? Abe. Abe thinks somebody is, like, doing this to him on purpose. So the snake dropped down from the ceiling. And so when the snake went for the plunger, he dumped the snake in the toilet and then slammed it down. Kind of insane. His voice sounds so small for such a mighty gladiator. Hello? Will you just talk to me? Then absurdly he tries. I'm not mad. I promise. Worth a shot. Might even be true. But like all his other attempts, it goes unanswered. It turns out to not be a note. At least, not in the way Abe expected. The white piece of paper slid under the door had been folded in half to act as a simple envelope. When he picks it up, what looks like confetti rains down from inside. Thank you for the follow. What are my teammates doing? Welcome to the Clown Mafia. Do you like ASMR? And also, what are your teammates doing? Getting sleepy, but voice so nice I don't want to sleep. Ever void. You silly goose. If you want to get sleep, you gotta go to sleep, you dingus. You gotta get your self-care and rest, okay? But if you do want to stay awake, then yes, I would love for you to stay awake. But if you need to go to sleep, well, I hope you get a great rest. No, not confetti. After he retrieves the bits that fell, grateful none of them fluttered over to the piss puddle, he sees their 5 pieces of candy wrappers, each cut to show one letter, like a ransom note that had forgotten its glue. Before he can indulge himself in thinking maybe this is all just some random garbage that happened to blow under the door, his brain puts together the words the letters are spelling. He even recognizes the source for each letter. Also, as in 45 seconds, heads up everybody. The Y is from a Hershey bar. The O is from an Almond Joy. The U is from a bag of Sour Patch Kids. The R is from a Snickers. And the E is from a 3 Musketeers. Abe suddenly feels very cold. I'm what? He asks. I'm what? He pulls on the door, pounds it with his good hand, kicks it. He screams, I'm what? But he knows the answer. Doomed. Fucked. A goner. Dead. Who's doing? Okay, so I originally thought this was like paranormal shit. This doesn't sound paranormal. But if it's not a ghost, why is somebody targeting him? There has to be a reason, but I can't figure out why. The suddenness with which he whips around almost makes him fall. He's positive the snake is moving. It's not. It's still draped over the rim of the toilet bowl, still totally immobile. But there's that vent in the ceiling. Anything could come out of their necks. And Abe is so tired. He's been lucky, amazingly lucky, twice. No way he'll be lucky again a 3rd time. And his hands hurt so badly. He's doomed. Fucked. A goner. Dead. A memory tugs at the back of his brain. Some antidote or lesson he'd heard about death. About already being dead. He can't chase it down, though. Instead, he gets distracted by another soft, rasping noise across the floor. A new note has been slid under the door. Fuck you, Abe screams. Why are you doing this to me? No answer. I'm not going to play your fucking games, asshole. Let me fucking out of here. His voice cracks. He sounds like he's going to cry. Also, welcome back from Ad Gel, everybody. How was ads? If you missed it, he got another note that slipped through. Joke's on you, he thinks. I'm not going to cry. And then feels the warmth of tears spilling down his cheeks again. It only takes him a few moments to arrange letters from the second note into a word, longer than the first, but he's almost disappointed it's over so quickly. For those blissful seconds, his brain is occupied with something other than blank terror. The G is from a bag of gummy bears, the O from a Mr. Good bar, the N from a crunch bar, another N from a bag of corn nuts, and the A from a bag of Lays. You're gonna die, he whispers. The next one is going to say die. He has to wait a while to find out. Sitting there, staring at the gap at the bottom of the door. But of course, he's already lost any real sense of time. It could be dawn. It could be the next evening. It could be 15 minutes since he first discovered he was locked in. God, can you imagine that? That's like genuinely so terrifying. Like, this feels like a story. I mean, besides the whole like spiders and bugs thing, which is a little unrealistic, just like the whole like someone locking you in a room and like telling you you're gonna die, like that's like so realistic and scary, and it's not something I've like really thought of before. Hi, Black Geologist, welcome in. How are you doing? How's your day going? Pretentious pepper, pretentious pepper, pretentious pepper, pretentious pepper. How are you doing, Black Geologist? How's your day going? I lost what I was up to. Sitting there at the gap at the bottom door, of course, blah blah blah. It could be dawn. It could be the next evening. It could be 15 minutes since he first discovered he was locked in. Darwin's Focious has a bit they love trotting out at gigs called Schwarzenegger's Pop Hit. Abe and Ty talk about it in between every song, telling the crowd that it's their most popular song and that they'll get to it soon since they know it's what everyone is really there to hear. Oh, how was your move, Black Geologist? Did you have to move far? We're reading this short story book. The first book we're reading is Rest Stop. Have you heard of it? Then they'll finish their set, and if anyone asks afterwards about why they didn't play that one song, they'll say, "But wasn't it the best song you've ever heard?" Not quite nailing what Schwarzenegger was all about, and Ty could attest to this, given he actually majored in quantum physics. But it's all in good fun. After all, as long as the song remained unplayed, it could exist as both the best song and not. Now, I've been Schwarzeneggerized, Abe thinks. I'm living and dead, just waiting for someone to open this box and find me in my true state. He tries to chuckle at the thought, fails. He also tries chasing down that earlier memory. Something about death being forgone, about brokenness being inevitable. It continues to elude him, but he thinks it has something to do with glass. Doesn't matter. It won't help him. Nothing will. Soon enough, one more white sheet of paper slips under the door, folded in half, pregnant with cut-out letters. Oh my God, 2 days dry. That sounds so exhausting, Black Geologist. Well, if you need to relax and rest, I hope listening to my ASMR is helpful. I know you already used some of the channel redeems, but if you'd like to use more to help calm you down, that's what matters most to me, chat. I just want you all to feel really calm and relax as I read you guys this story and do some cool ASMR. Abe feels he doesn't even need to review the letters.
Ice cream, taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies. Does it feel so
Is that too loud?
mystical, magical?
Abe doesn't even need to review the letters inside. There will be 3 squares, and they'll spell out D-I-E. Curiosity gets the better of him, though, and he peeks. There were only 2 letters. The B is from the sticky, cloying wrapper of a honey bun, and the E is from a bag of Cheetos. The tiniest bit of residual orange dust still clings to the plastic. Huh, he whispers. You're gonna be what? Gonna be dead? Bad enough being tortured by a gleeful psychopath. Does the grammar need to be tortured too? Or worse, is his captor working towards quoting that damn Proclaimer song? More time passes. Abe stands there, no longer able to think of anything other than what could be going on out there. What word could be next? A strange, tangy, meaty smell seems to be emanating from under the doors now. And did he just hear a faint, wet sloshing coming from the depths of the store? And giggling? Eventually, another note appears. This time, Abe leaps for it, like it's a Hanukkah present. Before he opens it up, he notices a distressing detail. The white paper is smudged with dark red, just a tiny bit, in the corner of one side of the ad hoc envelope. Nope, I'm gonna be. Ignoring that detail. 4 squares inside. The letters are easily arranged, though not easily explained. G from a Good and Plenty box. L from a Jack Link's beef jerky. A from a bag of Smart Food popcorn. D from a bag of Snyder's pretzels. He hears a squeaking noise and assumes it comes from his own throat. Glad? He whispers to himself, baffled. What am I going to be glad about? Then another noise, one that makes Abe bolt upright and spin around. A soft, brief, high-pitched squeal coming from the air ducts. It could just be the air conditioning, or it could be some gibbering horror squeezing its way through the dark hole in the ceiling to join Abe in one more fight to the death. You're gonna be glad you only met Boris and the snake so far. Abe backs all the way up against the wall, heart hammering, mind spinning with all the nightmarish possibilities. Somehow, what happens next is worse than anything he could have imagined. The lights cut out. Abe is plunged into complete darkness. Is this someone playing a prank on him? Like, why are they torturing him? Like, what is the point in torturing him? There must be, like, a reason, but I don't know why they're doing this to him. But, unfortunately, I'm gonna end stream a little bit early today. I have to wake up a little bit earlier tomorrow to give Shadow his medication, so I'm gonna end it there. And also, this is kind of halfway through this short story, so if we do another stream of reading this specific short story, we could just read the other half during the stream. I didn't want to end it like too close to the end, because then it's like we don't have time to, like, the next stream of reading the book would just be like really short, and that won't be really great. But thank you all for being here. I hate you so much, Black Geologist. Raise the timer. Raise the timer. Don't raise it though. Don't actually raise it. We don't need. No. It's finally on to 130 hours. Keep it, chat. I beg. Also, I'll be raiding out. But before we raid out, at the end of every stream, we always end it in a joke. If you have a joke, please put it in the chat. If you can't think of a joke, exclamation mark dad joke, and Sarah will tell you a joke. My joke for today is, I How did the barber win the race? He knew a shortcut. It's a little silly, I know. Thank you for the joke. Oh, hold on. I think I know who I'm gonna raid into. I have the perfect person I'm raiding into. It's perfect. Thank you for the dad joke, Black Geologist. What do you call two barracuda fish? A paracuda. That's so dumb. I love that. Thank you for the joke. And thank you as well, Charlie. What's the difference between a seal and a sea lion? An ion. Ha 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 ha. It's really stupid. Well, I'm really happy. Harley's streaming. We never get a chance to raid Harley because Harley is never streaming the same time as me. So we're gonna raid the Harley. So I should be posting my stream schedule on Discord and socials, and check that out. The VOD of the stream will also be on YouTube, so please check that out. Cough, cough. If you want better ASMR, you should check out my throne, but don't. You don't need to do that. Exclamation mark, raid message number 1 if you have the emotes. Raid message number 2 if you don't have the emotes. Thank you all for being here. Please stay for the raid. Give Harley some love. They're doing some Warhammer painting, and they're chatting with friends. They're actually chatting with Tang the Orange, who I think they've raided into us before. So please stay for the raid. Get some rest, everybody. And I hope to see you all next week. Or in the Discord server. Bye, everyone. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye.